28 weeks later, the Bone Temple. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the first movie with that crazy ass ending as far as 28 years later with the people in the jumpsuits jumping out like Power Rangers. I enjoyed the first movie. I didn't even have a problem with that ending. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you as silly as y'all felt like that ending was, anybody who was feeling like, what is this? Why is this turning into like some straight up comp? Ain't nobody gonna be smiling at the beginning of this. Ain't nobody gonna be smiling at this movie at all. When 28 weeks later, the Bone Temple, with the first scene in this movie, when it first coming on, it sets you up and lets you know this ain't no game, this shit ain't silly, and they not jokes. As far as these Jimmies, and especially the leader. Shout out to the actor Jack O'Connell, of course, who's on his villain arc right now, who played the villain in Sinners, the vampire. But 28 years later, the Bone Temple starts right off where we left off with Spike coming across these Jimmies in these jumpsuits. More so than anything, the leader. I can tell you right now, Spike in majority of this movie is terrified and he want to go to hell home. Spike, you should have took your ass home. But Spike, he just like, what the fuck? Can I just go to the house? Like, you know what? I made a mistake. Nah. What I really was impressed with in this movie was giving us a villain that you really hate. It's been a minute since we had a villain that you want to see some shit happen to him, and in a good way, because he's so goddamn bad, evil, just out of it. And that's what the leader of the Jimmy's doing in this movie, as far as played by Jack O'Connell. He is unbelievable in this movie. The going here, the like, the infected, they ain't got like, they are in here and they doing they shit too, but the real chaos and the real like shit to make you want to. It's been a minute since a movie made me want to turn my head away because of gore, and this movie does that because it lingers on it. It don't just. It's like they are sitting there showing this scene where it's some torturing shit going on, and they'll go away from it and show some other shit. They come back and they still own it. So it's some heavy shit going on in here, but it's for a reason. It's letting you know just how dangerous and just how fucking chaotic and just how manipulative and how evil this guy is as far as Sir Jimmy, the leader of this Jimmy gang. Outside of that, very impressive with the Dr. Ian scenes that we get with Samson. We get more understanding of the Doctor, somewhat of his past a little bit, and more so what he's continuing to do as far as with the skulls and everything else and what he's just been doing, but more so than anything, his relationship with Samson, the alpha infected, or zombie, whatever y'all want to call it, and way they build upon that. And it does something really crazy going towards the end where it does change a lot of things, and it's going to be like, okay, where are we going to go with this? Very good ending, and things did something, once again, something kind of different. But really, the back and forth between the Doctor and Sir Jimmy, the leader of the Jimmys, some of the best things we're going to get in here too. Like I said, the affected is definitely in this movie, but this movie is definitely more focused on the human side of things that's going on. Not to say the first one neither, because the second half, or I would say the third act of the first 28 years later, definitely got more into the human side of the things that was going on. But I would say it was way more infected in that first one. Once again, the infected are definitely in this movie, and they definitely causing chaos. But shit, I ain't gonna front to you. I'd rather run into the infected than the Jimmys. I'd run into, give me all type of infected than them Jimmys. But overall, I would say I probably enjoyed this a little bit better than that first one, just being a straightforward story. And even with the style of the way it was shot, Danny Boyle did a hell of a job. Even with him being stylistic, the way he was doing things that I have kind of seen in movies before, I hadn't seen a long time in. Nia DaCosta and her directing is straightforward, beautiful stuff too. What I will say is, like, once again, giving us a villain that we really hate, and even giving us somebody that we want to actually cheer for too, as far as the Doctor, and seeing somebody that we want to kind of see get the hell out of this situation as far as Spike. Even though, like, nigga, you should have took your ass on home in the first place. But yes, man, overall, 28 years later, the Bone Temple, it's a surprise at the end. It's a huge surprise at the end. Outside of just the regular story arc and where it goes, which I say is still a good surprise too. There's another surprise at the end. It's just something. It's, I would say, not only for fans who have seen all the movies, especially that first one, but even overall with story arcs and where they could go next. Because what we get to see at the end, it does go off like basically to be continued type shit. not just nose to nose, but it was giving you that aspect that we get another one, just like the first one did, because you already know they was wanting to do a franchise with this. But anyway, they have already made it official that they are doing the third one, and I want to see it. I want to see where they're gonna go with this. So especially with everything that we got at the end of this movie. So y'all let me know if y'all had a chance to check out 28 Years Later, The Bone Tip, and how y'all feeling.